Share.
Oh, and there we go. Okay, you guys, this is Sherry coming to you from rainy Alaska today. This is our regular Monday night camp chair crew, and I'm so happy to have every single one of you here. And I'm going to start off with, by the way, there's no recognition, but I'm going to recognize every single one of you for being here tonight. You're my power team. I love you guys. So what'd you all think of, I'm sure most of you were on, I think all of you were on it, of Kelly's call this morning? I don't know, kind of scared me. Any comments? We want to start off with any comments on Kelly's call this morning?
I missed it, so.
No comment?
No, so what did he say? What did he talk about?
Well, you'll have to listen to it.
OMG, that's what I said.
Yeah, I know. I actually got 3 text messages after it was done, and I went ahead and I called Kelly, and I was like, wow, is everything okay? I mean,
I know. I was like, wow.
I feel his frustration, and I got to tell you, this is how it made me feel when things aren't going the way that you kind of plan them to. Welcome to the real world, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Welcome to the real world. So I kind of had that feeling, who's going through a mindset that's kind of slow, whatever is happening, it's slow right now. I got to tell you, Randy and I are kind of used to this, because up here in Alaska, and this is not an excuse, but maybe this happens everywhere, it is summer. And it's like summer is the 3 months out of the year that it's spring, summer, and fall, all in 3 months. And y'all got to get everything done up here that you want to get done that you can possibly do before the snow flies again. And I'm not making that as an excuse not to do my business, because you guys know me. I'm just do this all the time. And I got to tell you, I think I get on people's nerves because does anybody else feel like that?
No, you just would. But I got to break some bad news to you, though.
Well,
the solstice has come by, so your days are getting shorter.
Oh, yeah, it's actually my son's birthday tomorrow.
Thanks for a reminder.
Yeah, really. I know. I saw that this morning. Thanks, Daniel, because I'm thinking, okay, this says the sun goes down at 11:47, but it really doesn't. So on the 24th, is it going to say 11:45? Anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. So I'm feeling that things are a little bit slow right now, for whatever reason that is. You guys, it's okay. It's okay. We got into this business because we don't like being told what to do. Well, at least I did. That's why I got in. I don't like being told what to do. My daughter says I'm unemployable. I agree with her. But the main thing is, a lot of people do this for a second income stream, whatever that is. I chose it to be my main thing. And that's why I get so passionate about it. And I want to thank John for the phone call that we had the other day, because I even talked to Daniel about this, because I have felt bad ever since that phone call inside, because, and John, you know what I'm talking about. You guys saw the expression on my face. Even Daniel said, he goes, every now and then I get so passionate that I kind of throw the F-bomb out there, not meaning it so much, but I did. And somebody heard that, and I felt really bad about it, because, I got called out on it, and I felt horrible, because I was raised in a very Baptist family, as a Christian, and growing older, I got to choose which path I wanted to take, but it was always never using bad language. But here these days, it's almost like that's just another word. But the fact that it came out of my mouth on a Zoom webinar is unacceptable. So you guys, I'm apologizing for that, okay? And I'm going to apologize for another thing too. Oh my gosh. This is yeah, I've been thinking about all sorts of things ever since that phone call happened. And another one of them is, yeah, confessions from Sherry tonight. Sometimes I feel in my coaching, and you guys, I'm not a coach. I'm really not. I'm not like every person online that, you know, wants to be a coach. And some people are actually getting paid for that stuff. And they're saying the same stuff that everybody else has been saying. I'm not that person. I just want to help people, bring them up out of their, whatever it is they're getting stuck in, and get them out of their comfort zone and get them in their happy spot and making a ton of money. That's what I want to do. And I feel like I've maybe been pressuring some people too much, maybe everybody, I don't know. I feel like at sometimes I've been, and it's my joking, you guys, it's people that don't know me, thank God Daniel knows me, and Clee too. I think Randy does too by now, but I may sound a little condescending at times. And here's what I do. I may be talking to you on the phone, and I've heard the thing so many times, I'm rolling my eyes, and I find myself talking to people on my team as if they're one of my kids. Are you kidding me? Are we talking about this again? That's how I feel sometimes. And I know you guys probably get that feeling from me. So I'm coming out with it. And I'm just letting you guys know, I'm sorry if I have been that way to you or felt that way to you, because gosh, I'm about ready to cry, because it's all I want is for you guys to feel what it's like to get where you finally wanted to go in this industry. Because we've all lost so many times. And I want you all to win. And granted, I've won really big sometimes, and I've lost really bad sometimes, and I've lost really bad again. And then I've lost really bad again. And it gets tiring after a while. I mean, you get to the point where you're like, I just don't know if I want to keep on going with, you know, rebuilding and building. And then we found this company. You guys, I am having a ball here, and I'm having so much fun being able to help other people. And I hope that my passion hasn't gotten in the way and made anybody feel bad. I don't ever want to feel like somebody thinks I'm slapping them on the hand. That's not what this is about. And call me on it, okay? Please call me on it, because people have, and I appreciate it. I don't get mad. I sit back and I think, wow. So anyway, that's the announcement that I wanted to make of myself to you guys as a team, even to you, Tuesday. You know me really well. And I just want you to know that I'm sorry if I made anybody feel bad, because we are in such a good place right now. And then to turn it into some really good news, tomorrow, Tina and I are going to, and I believe Curry is going to be doing this as well. We are going to do a test on some leads again with a certain script that we're going to be using. We're going to try it for a week. If it works, guys, you know, we tried this before and it worked for the first 7 days, and then 100 people, it was like crickets. I don't know to you, but that doesn't work to me, right? It doesn't work. So no signups out of 100 people. I was shocked. So this is supposed to be to help you guys out that need leads. And we all need leads if we've gone through our warm market. And a lot of people have gone through their warm market and they're like, oh, I want what they've got. I want to get there. I want to make that. I want to get to the next level. But I don't have anybody to talk to. Who feels like that? Thank you. Well, Sarah, you got a whole warm market. You lucky girl.
I'm still working through 15,000 LinkedIn leads.
Yeah, well, okay, Randy.
But I'm all game for more stuff.
And I'm like, and a lot of times I feel like we're beating a dead horse to get up
Yeah.
and to run again. And he ain't going to get up and run. So,
Well, especially if these are leads that have been saying, yes, I want to, or I'm interested in a home-based business.
yeah. And not only that, they've said, I'm interested in a home-based business. They even tell you how much they want to put toward starting, $400, $500.
Oh, cool.
How much no, these are the ones we worked with before, Randy. So
Okay.
they've said how many hours they want to work a week, and we get nothing. You guys, Tina has found something, and every time the ones that we found before, by the way, were not found by Tina. So these are something that we're going to work on tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll be on a Zoom, and we're going to figure this thing out. If it blows our minds or not. So hopefully that'll help everybody out. Anyway, this back to Kelly's morning call. As soon as I got off that, I thought, wow, I hope that didn't hit too many people wrong. But then on the other hand, I'm thinking sometimes, the truth hurts if you feel like he was talking to you. Like I go, wow, was he talking to me? I do that every time when I'm thinking, am I not doing enough? And I mean, for me, you guys, this is me, because I don't work. I seriously can spend a lot more time doing this, but then let's be honest here. Sometimes I think I just get lazy. Anybody relate to that? I just get lazy. I used to blame it on post-COVID. Because that's when I got tired, was after that. I'm 65. Maybe it's because I've gained pandemic, whatever. I could think of 30 reasons right now, but really I could probably tell you 4. But then again, I'm thinking, am I just getting lazy? So here's what I challenged myself to do. When I heard that Dale Calvert's team, in order for them to even work with Dale, they have to prove that they've at least connected, send a message out to 100 people every day. And I'm like, wow, no wonder his team is so big. And whoa, I'm not asking you guys to do that at all. Not at all. I'm challenging myself. And you guys, I'm pretty darn good at this and sending out messages. But when I get to 50, it's like I'm brain dead. And then, so I believe I just need to get that done in the morning and stop. And by the way, I can send out like 20, 25 without getting Facebook jailed or whatever it is, or maybe they stop jailing people. I don't know. But then I'll go do something else. Or this morning I washed the windows, then come back and I started it again. But I was still only able to get through about 80 people. So those are some high standards that Dale Calvert has set. And I've been talking with Curry and was able to actually, he by the way, that tree that he made that kind of looks like, a Christmas tree, that literally is his organization. And I don't know, I think there's 900 people on it. We could all do that if we set our mind to it and stop letting the other stuff get in our way, if you want it that bad. So I did leave my Zoom open for quite a long time, for several days. And I had some people come in there. Anthony came in quite a few times. I've seen Daniel in. I'm not going to say names because I've seen a lot of people in there. And we've had fun, but it was like crickets last week. So, whatever's going on, is it something we can talk about here? Maybe you don't want me to put this out just as an unlisted thing and send it to you guys, and you can go over some of the things that we say here, or do you want me to stop the recording?
I guess last week I just didn't realize that it was open.
Yeah,
I was just doing my thing in the
morning.
morning times.
Yeah, and you know, I have it open and I have a sign on there. It's funny. I'm here, just yell out. And if I don't answer, it's because I'm on a phone call, but I'm literally here in the living room. And yeah, it's open. So I just want to help you guys get where you want to go. So can any comments, anybody?
My comments are these. I have been on a call, I've been on calls before that had the same flavor of this morning's call. I don't get on team calls to be scolded and it didn't make me feel this way, but some people may have felt berated or bullied or, you know, don't threaten us. That's what it made me feel like. Don't threaten us that you're going to take away the opportunity. Zoom. And so that was my initial reaction. I also had kind of the reaction of, well, I've heard that before, which is terrible to say out loud, but I'm being completely candid.
But we have.
I know
You're
I
right.
can. Because I know I can, and because I've known a lot of you a long time, including present company being discussed, not discussed, but mentioned. I know that I am very easily distracted. I know that I need to create a schedule for myself and stick to it. And in the 4.5 years that I have not worked a traditional job, after 30 years in law firms, I enjoy doing what I want when I want.
Right.
And not that I wouldn't enjoy that with more money from different exotic places. So I know that it's a day of reckoning and that I need to have a talk with myself and say, put up or shut up, you know, fish or cut bait. What do you really want? And then make the schedule and stick to the schedule.
Sarah, thank you so much. And you're right. We come to do network marketing because we get to do what we want when we want without anybody hounding us, right? And I get that we're all going to be pushed. We're all going to be pushed to some people get pushed to a point that they like quit. And I don't want to ever see that happen, because I think for the first time in a long time, we're seeing something that can actually pull us through to what we want. I totally see that now. And I mean, who does the prizes like he does? Who by the way, have you all checked your back office to see if you have VIP tickets that were in the February, March Triumph Marathon? I know there's some people that haven't seen it yet, and I got $600 worth of free skincare today.
I looked for it, but I couldn't find where it would be at in there. Is it just right on the front page as you go
It's
in?
right on your main page, and it will say tickets. And if you didn't sponsor anybody or, you know, didn't do anything in February and March, then they're not there for you. But I ran into somebody today that had 4 VIP tickets in there, and she didn't even know it yet. So that's going to be a check mark tonight. But anyway, back to why we are all here and why we chose this industry. And thank goodness we got to, this one found us. And I am so happy that we have this. So you guys, I am not going to call anybody up anymore and push them to, like, you know, well, I don't know if I ever say this. I do call and say, hey, what can I do to help you today? But I know I've had some conversations where I'm like, you've been doing that for a while and that ain't working for you. It sounds like it's kind of broken. So boy, oh boy, if somebody ever told me that, well, if Kelly told me that, I'd say, well, you're right. But sometimes things are just taken the wrong way. So I want to let you guys know, I don't know, I think some of that, and I'm not making excuses, but I'm pretty darn sure that when the Gladiator came around, that posture in me came back. I've always had the posture when it comes to making the three-way calls and stuff like that, but I think I started barking at the team. Was that it? That was it. John, say something. I know Clee could probably attest to that too. Whoa, what? But
Well, I usually ask you to give me a swift kick in the butt, but
yeah, but you ask me, and you know, a lot of people, I will ask if it's okay. Can I give you a suggestion right now, or a quick coaching? And you're all good with that. But I think it's the times when I say, well, you shouldn't have done it that way. Why don't you try this way? Good grief. That's what my parents used to say to me. You guys, if I ever do that to you, don't hang up on me. Just call me on it. So I want to be the best leader that I possibly can. And at the same time, I want to have leaders on this team. So, you know what? We got the right people on here tonight. Here's what I wanted to do. And I think I told Daniel about this. I might've said something to Clee, and I haven't made the call yet, but, and Tuesday you're invited. I want to have a special call with people that want to start being leaders in this company, that want to start being leaders on this team, that are going to learn what it takes to make that happen. One of those things, you guys, is being able to do an overview. Like, you know, it's funny, it's not funny, but Kelly said, you know, Tina and I have been thinking about not doing this. Let me tell you what's going to happen if they decide not to do that. One of us leaders, could be you guys, we're going to step up to the plate on Tuesday night, and we're going to have their rockstarzoom.com, and we are going to do the presentation. That's what happens. And there's no reason why we can't do that. We could do our own overview on Monday night. I know Julia does one, I can't remember what day it is. Maybe she does it on Wednesday as well, when she does Welcome Wednesday, but it's for the people over in Europe. But do you guys want to learn how to do those overviews?
yep.
Yep.
To me, they're like, I can do them in my sleep. I think I
I
do
love
do
the
them in
one
my
that you
sleep.
and Julia did, Sherry. I love the one that you and Julia did. And actually, I told her that because we've been in contact about marketing materials and stuff, and she actually sent them to me.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I haven't been practicing yet, but my in another of my businesses, my partner, my mentor, and I, with someone I mentor, started doing our own Zooms on different nights to increase, you know, our productivity.
Yeah,
So
and you know, yeah, and you know
it's
what that'll
fun.
do?
And it's nice to have a different flavor.
Yes,
It's
yes.
nice to have a different take on it. That's why I like to go to Corey and Travis's
Yep.
presentations also, because it's nice.
Yeah, and so here's what I'd like to see us doing is we can just, I mean, on anytime I have my Zoom open, if you want, we can do a tag team on a Zoom, whatever time you feel is comfortable for you, because I've got the slides already ready. I have them. And you just get used to the next slide that comes up, and you just off the top of your head, you don't need notes or anything. You guys, you've seen this, you've heard this so many times, right? But we could grow our own team by doing that. And by the way, isn't that why we're here? So tomorrow night for Tina and Kelly's, I know they said they should have, I think I've only seen 400 people on there one time, and it was because of the very beginning when we got in, and I've seen 200. It hasn't been over 120 in a long time, but it has gone down. But here's what I ask of this team, and Tuesday, you're part of the team, so don't think you're not, is every single one of us should be on that anyway. I know I've heard some people say, if you don't have a guest, you shouldn't be on there. Baloney. I don't feel that way. Am I the only one that feels that way? I think that supporting Tina and Kelly and the whole rest of the team, when we are on there, even without a guest, we're supporting our business. And I think we need to be there.
I
So-
agree. I agree. And not only that, but the more you hear it, the more it sinks into here. And that's my thing too, is to constantly hear it. And that's why I like going to so many of them too, is like Sarah said, you get to hear different people give the presentation, but you also pick up little things that you might not have heard from another presenter.
Exactly. You know, they get to be monotonous after a while, right? That's the same
Yep.
thing. And that's why I was glad that they switched it up. But if you go to one of mine, it's totally different. You go to Julia's, totally different. Ruth Main, completely different. And I don't know that Curry does one, but I know Kari Thompson's is different, and so is Travis. So can you imagine, do you guys imagine you doing your own webinar? Do
Oh, I
you?
want to so bad.
Do you?
Yes. Yes, I want to.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, because if you have somebody that you're recruiting and trying to get into the business, if there's no Zoom on,
You can do it.
I mean, you're going to say, well, how about next week? Can you come next week? And like,
Yeah, it doesn't work. And
so
I,
good to have so many on at certain times throughout the entire week that it would help all of us.
yeah, and it's always good that we use Rapid Funnel, and we've got 5 or 6 in there that you can send to somebody, but
It's not the same.
being honest, how many have sent one of those out and anybody's watched the whole thing? I've had maybe 5 out of 100.
Yep.
Watch the whole thing. So I like what Sarah just said, you may not need the webinar, but the webinar needs you. And that's so true. I've said several times to just these meetings right here, I go, you may, actually, there's some people I've called and said, you may, how does that go? The webinar doesn't need you, but you need the
You need the
webinar.
webinar.
Yeah.
Well, what
goes
I also
both
love
ways.
too, what I love too is that they, especially Tina, she changed the slides all the time. So she comes up with new slides and stuff all the time too.
Uh-huh. Keeps it
And then
interesting.
even with Sherry and Julia, they came up with a bunch of really great slides as well. So
Thank you. We've been playing with Canva.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was fun. It was so interesting. I also want to say that it's just like with restaurants, right? You go by a restaurant and no one's in there, and you think, "Ooh, I'm not going in that restaurant." The same thing with Zooms.
Excellent
No,
point.
If you go in a Zoom room and there are like 2 people and the presenters, you're like, "What is this? This
Yep.
feels creepy."
I totally agree. And we've all started with 1 or 2 people, even Tina and Kelly's first one that they did with this, there was only 7 people on the Zoom that night, that July
Absolutely.
27th, there's only 7 people on it. And we were so fired up. The next day we had like 38 on it. It was, and we want to keep the momentum. You guys, we pumped our way to 14. And as of yesterday, it's still 14. So we're not going backwards. Like it teetered back and forth there for a little bit to 14 to 16, back to 14. We're still at 14. And I'd so like to see 12.
Sherry,
I
can
mean-
you explain to us, and maybe everybody else knows, and I'm the only Luddite about this in the group, but can you explain to us what that actually means? To be that number in momentum? I understand what momentum is, but what's the big deal about that designation in this work from home
Okay, good. Business
thing I
for
had
home.
never heard of before?
Oh, well, Business for Home it's businessforhome.org, is a company that is so legit on numbers from all the networking companies, all of them. They literally have to put in their IRS tax returns or their back office view that is current for them to even be on there. And they gather these numbers from 100, there's 100 of them, and then there's 500. The top 100 are the ones that are bringing in more people because they have the numbers from the company numbers. And we literally went from, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, was that 116?
119?
119 when we first started July 27th. And we got to 84 rather quickly. And then when it got to even 24, I was like, wow. Number 14, my heart started pounding because when you
I remember.
when you get to number 10, it's like almost it's close. It's not total explosion. Total explosion is like 3, 2, 1. It's like, you better have told everybody you know by now, because everybody's gonna, and it's really rare for a company that just comes into the United States and gets started that hits momentum in 1 year. I can't think of any company. Can anybody know any company that's ever done that?
Nope.
In 1 year. Usually it took Synergy 10 years. 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So
when you say that 1 year, does that mean in the United States?
in the United States.
Because I know the company's been around for over 9.
Exactly. So those
Okay.
numbers are the whole conglomerate. They are the whole conglomerate, because I'm seeing that it says CY on it. So that means everything. If it was APLGO US, I'd venture to say that might have gone, well, it'd be in their own category, because there's not enough people in it to compete with all the other ones. There's 350,000 distributors. We only have 8,000 here in the United States.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. Some of these companies that are on here, it's just like Monet, DeTerra, Young Living. Those have been established for some time.
Yeah, over 10 years.
I've been with a couple of those.
Yeah, so, and they're just now getting to those, are those between 14 and 1, or
Those are top 10.
the top 10? Yeah. So we want to be there, you guys. And in order to make that, it could happen this year. It might not happen until next year, but the rate that we are going, it could. So anyway, you guys, I hope I didn't depress anybody tonight.
I'm encouraged.
Okay, I said what was on my heart, and I just really want to go forward, and no drama. You just talk to a few people and I'm like, I don't like the drama. I want this to be exciting and fun for everybody. I want to teach you if I have to, or you guys can watch YouTube videos and see how to do the webinar. There's no right or wrong, but keep it under 30 minutes.
Yep.
The webinar?
Even that's kind of long, but
Yeah. That's one thing I would say about our usual Tuesday opportunities, is they do seem to go a little bit long.
and you know what though, they don't start them really till sometimes 5-10 minutes after,
That's true.
and then they're done at a quarter till or whatever. But yeah, sometimes they do, sometimes there's questions asked before it's over too. So yeah, but you guys, I see all of you doing these, and I can tell, I'm looking at some people here, I'm thinking, man, I would love to see an overview by John, because I know that guy stands up in front of lots of people and talks.
And we could have fun doing a rotation, you
Yep.
know, and partnering with different ones of us.
Yeah.
I have one more question about business for home.
Oh, sure.
How does one become featured as a recommended distributor?
If you go to recommended distributors, there's actually a button on there that you can apply for that. This is weird. I saw it in there. Jamie Miller or somebody, and Tina put a few of us in there in the beginning. And I don't even know what it costs. You know what?
It was
Frank's
like,
in there.
I want to say it was like 30 something a quarter or something.
Yeah.
There you go. Frank, $29.95 for 3 months.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Greg.
Yeah, Frank's at work. Frank's
Thank you,
playing hooky.
Frank.
Yeah, so but that's a good thing to put in there, because that is one thing that when people are looking at a company, I looked at that, whatever that 7 gold, whatever it was last week or so, that somebody said they're just really happy to be there. And the owner of the company actually kind of called me out on some stuff, and I called him out again. I said, dude, you need to update your information on business for home, because you've got like 3 recommended distributors. I mean, this was private messaging back and forth. And I seriously don't think the guy knows what he's doing. But, you know, I even talked to Kelly about it, and he goes, oh, it's gold. It's coins. Don't worry about it. So I let it go. I let it go. It's, but anyway, you'll get people like that every now and then that challenge you. And so I took their piece from Business for Home and ours, the blue sheet, and I put them side by side. And I just said, you tell me which one is better. If I was looking for a company, which one do you think I would choose? Not being in anything, what do you think I would choose? And it was obvious. Use that, you guys.
I did yesterday, and the guy's like, I'm good. I was like, okay.
That's
I'm
what
not
this
gonna
one
try to
lady said
convince you.
too. Yeah, and I'm
You
like,
know, I showed him that his company's making 44% and we're making 63%. He's like, he's in USANA and they're sitting at 23 on the scale.
yeah, well,
And he, I was like,
Some-
okay, if you're good, you're good. I'm not going to try to convince you.
right. Some people do, and we don't need to, because there's so many other millions and the billions of people that we can talk to. Tomorrow, we're going to find out a little bit more about this. And you know me, you guys, when I find out about something new that we can share amongst the team, I can't wait to make it happen.
Cool.
So yeah, so I'm
gonna be great.
excited about that. And I want to rush through the numbers really quick. I want to make tons of phone calls. And now, and I don't get mad. I have to kind of hold myself back, because like you, Randy, I'm like, what are you thinking? what do you 32% versus 63? I don't know.
Yeah. Are you
That's
some kind of stupid, or okay, I guess you're just happy where you're at.
The special kind of stupid.
we
Yeah.
can't fix that, but you
I
just
know.
you just have to say next, right?
Yep.
You have to say next.
Well, like Lisa George has someone there in Arizona that she was in another business with, that she told about APLGO, and the gal said, well, I have products that I take that do all those things already. So Lisa
Oh,
said, to
no,
me,
no,
well,
no.
what do I say? And I said, well, you say to her, are they 100% absorbable immediately in your mouth?
Perfect.
Or do you have to swallow them and wait for them to maybe digest?
Excellent.
So
You got it.
she said, oh, I'm good. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? You go next.
yep,
Yeah, you go next. You
good
guys,
luck to you.
we're getting really good at saying next. And I am so
I got my
proud.
share of no's. Does that help? I got my share of no's today.
That's even better. Celebrate the no's, because as soon as you go through a bunch of those, it's so weird, you know, to hope and pray that one day you're going to wake up and somebody's just going to sign up with you. That's the work part of network marketing, you guys. So it's
Have fun
it's happening.
arguing with the Bitcoin people.
I didn't hear that, Clee. What?
Oh, I get a lot of Bitcoin people trying to do, me to do that. And so I have fun arguing with them. It's just,
I don't even argue with anybody anymore. I go, you know what? This obviously isn't for you. Thank you so much. I have 100 other people to call. That is
I'm
literally
with
my
Sherry.
final
That's what I
sentence.
do. Next.
Yep.
I don't have time.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
I just go, I seriously have 100 other people to call. This isn't for you. Bye.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything else? Anybody? I love this time that we have
yeah,
together.
I got.
I have, go ahead, Cleve.
We had a Juneteenth celebration in the park on Friday. And there was a couple there that make their own skincare products from home. And I gave them, I just showed them one of the brochures, and the husband was sitting there, oh, gotta try this, I gotta try that. So trying to get in contact with them again. And then there was another guy, he was a baker selling cheesecake and stuff, and he got all excited about it. So it was pretty cool.
Well, these Saturday markets, Friday flings is what we have here. I did really well, actually, for my daughter, because it's kind of her thing. Bush's Bunches is her thing. But I got a lot of samples out for her and Bush's Bunches. So that's going to be fun. Today, the joy that came to me was getting that $600 in free product. All of it sitting right here. I could bundle it up in my arms here from the skincare from our marathon thing that we did. So fun times are ahead. So everybody, I don't think anybody here has put the brakes on. I know it was a real quiet week, but I've spoken with everybody as well. And a couple people even said, hey, I just had to take a break. And I'm like, I get it. Because it's been pound for a long time, and take a couple minutes off. Sarah, I expected to have you look up and go, what? But
I got lots of couple of minutes, Sherry.
Yeah.
Lots of couple of
So,
minutes.
I'm glad you're all here, and we'll be talking with you all again really soon. If nobody has anything else to say, golly, this went way over what I thought it would.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
We have a video or two in Rapid Funnel where the voices talking about the product are extremely computerized and canned sounding.
Oh, we do not like that one. Yeah,
I will not send those to people.
yeah, that is the very first one that we got. And they really, because we have other ones that are better, they really need to take that out of there. I'll ask Curry to take it out.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's AI. And it's the same thing if you would have, well, you didn't know, you weren't in yet. Back in November when they did the worldwide convention, it was all done with AI. It was so cool, but some parts were like, wait a minute, what? It was like a robot. It was,
Yes.
yeah. So, but that's how they did it. That's how they did that whole entire international
Wow.
thing. It was awesome. They put people on the stage right there next to Sergi, and like Tina and Kelly, they were in their living room at home. It was pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, we got to get that off of there.
Okay, thank you for listening.
Yes. Anything else, anybody? Any comments?
Did anybody start reading Kelly's book this morning he was suggesting?
I've actually had that book, and Jen Sincero, she's fantastic. Yes.
What was it?
You're a badass at making money.
Ah,
Yeah.
All her books
Very
are
good one.
great.
As a matter of fact, I got that when we were in Serbia.
There it is.
And I mentioned it, yep. I've got it on Audible, and I mentioned it to Kelly, and it is really good. It's a good mindset. And
okay.
it also reminds you that you are worthy of every single thing that you're doing. And it tells you how to bring the money to you.
We'll start reading it right away.
Yeah. It tells
I
you
have it on
how.
Audible. I'm gonna start listening
Yeah.
tonight, so
Thank you, John.
Yeah, I just started listening to it today, so.
Okay,
good reminder.
thank you
Thank
so much. Well, you guys, it's down to the 6 of us.
I
So
don't know what happened to
Now
Dan.
we can choose our days. All right, John, you can have Sunday.
Okay. After-
I want no Wednesday's dark. Nobody wants Wednesday.
I'll take Tuesday.
Monday's good for me.
I like Friday. Wasn't Friday a slave for somebody or something?
Yes. That was the Robinson, not
Crusoe,
no.
Last of Mohicans, or no?
no, it was Friday on the island. The two guys
Treasure
were on the
Island?
island.
Yeah.
No. He was stranded on the island by himself, and then this
Not
guy.
Robinson Crusoe.
Is
Yeah.
it
I think that was Robinson Crusoe. Yeah.
my guy Friday or something like that?
Can,
Yeah.
can you guys imagine us going to our next meeting and we talk to each other? Hey, Sunday, how you doing? Tuesday. Hey, Wednesday, how's it going? Hey, Friday, just so nice to see you again.
I like that. Let's
On
do it.
Monday. I'll do a Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
All right, then
All right,
I'll
let's see how
take
this works
Wednesday.
next week.